Hey divas and boos. So I'm starting live early because I'm going to give folks a chance to get on, and so the notification should be going out. Um, so I'm going to give this some time for people to come on. So just bear with me. Starting a little early. We're not supposed to start until 7 o'clock. So for those of you who are coming on, this is my very first live, period. When I was starting this YouTube channel over 10 years ago, they didn't have live. This is new. This is something the new young people are doing. I don't know what to do. So let me know if you can or cannot hear me. I'm going to type something. If you guys have any advice on how I do this, then just help me out. But we're going to get into the information pretty soon. So come on in. And if you are joining us, then invite your friends, your family, those who you know struggle with love, dating, and relationships. Bring them on. You guys are going to learn some information tonight that is going to blow your mind and help transform your experience when it comes to interacting with men. So I want you to listen up and take notes. I have some information for you. And as I'm giving people time to come on, we start at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to go get something, and I'll be right back. Thank you, Keita. You can hear me? I appreciate you. Very first live, so I'm a little bit like a fish out of water, but I'm going to get this. We're going to have several of these live interactions, so come on. If you're coming on, get ready to hear all of the mind-blowing information on the 3 characteristics of every single woman that I have ever met that was able to capture the heart of any man. And most likely, they would capture more than one man. When I'm going to describe my best friend to you, and she's been like this since we were in high school, she's been able to attract multiple men at the same time and literally have them wrapped around her finger and have them falling all over her. And so I'm going to share the characteristics about her, the secrets on how she's able to have all of these options, because that's the name of the game, ladies. It's about increasing your options, because as you increase your options, you can become more selective. And as you become more selective, then you increase the quality of the person that you're bringing into your life. So I'm going to give you guys some time. We got a couple more minutes as people come on. And as you're coming on, then I want you to just drop me a little heart emoji. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that we're going to have a great time this evening. Hey, divas. I see some of y'all coming on. So drop me a heart emoji. Let me know that you're here. And we're going to get started very soon. Oh, Lord. It done got cute. I see some hands and I see a box. Okay, divas, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go over the 3 characteristics that you want to embody. Because as you embody these characteristics, they're going to help you to increase your attractability. Because here's the deal, ladies. As I did my research, and when I say research, I went on over 100 dates in 3 months and no sex. And I told you guys that before. Dating does not involve sex. Dating is you exploring your options to consider who might be fortunate enough to be able to share your time. Dating is not you jumping from one bed to another, but we're going to get to that at another time on another chat. So during my experiments, going on over 100 days, interviewing over 4,700 men, women, couples, figuring out what are the secrets, what turns men off, what is it about those women who always seem to have men falling over her feet? What is it about these women? And so after studying that, I realized that these women had a lot in common. They embodied certain characteristics, all of them, that allowed them to never, ever be at a period of time where there wasn't somebody trying to get her attention. Now, of course, these women are able to be selective to decide, like, let me take some time for myself. Because if you continue to attract the same person with a different face, especially if he's a dog or a jerk, then that means that you need to take time to heal whatever's going on within you, change your vibrations so you can attract somebody different. But still, these women had options. And when they were ready to date, they didn't have a hard time being able to find somebody that they can hang out with. So let's get started. The first characteristic of the type of woman who can pretty much get any man that she wants is that she has the it factor. She has the it factor. Now, I'm going to discuss with you about my friend because she's a great example for this kind of woman. The it factor that she has and that I'm talking about is that she's very confident. She doesn't come off very needy. She doesn't come off as if there's something wrong with her. She accepts the skin that she's in and who she is. And then she's also bringing qualities to the table. Men always talk about what a good woman she is, and she allows a man to do for her, but she's also willing to give and do for the man as well. She's not just the kind that just wants to take. But also I noticed about her is that she doesn't do too much. See, ladies, a lot of you guys get caught up trying to earn that man's affection, and then because he shows you a little bit of attention and because he shows you a little bit of love, you think is love, then you want to give. That's a natural response. For a woman, you want to give because this guy seems to be really into you. But what happens when you start giving too much, ladies, is that you literally interrupt his attraction process. See, as a man is chasing you, his serotonin decreases and so does his testosterone. And as those decrease, he becomes more nurturing. He starts to obsess and think about you all the time. And as he's obsessing and thinking about you all the time, that means he's starting to fall for you. That means he's starting to look at you as more than just somebody he wants to have sex with. He's starting to look at you as a friend, as somebody who he wants to share his time and his space with. You got to give the interaction, the relationship, a chance to get to that point where he's really into you. Men are biologically built very different than us ladies. And so when somebody comes into your world and they're chasing after you and they're trying to get you, you cannot be too easy. You cannot be too willing to give your time, your attention, and your affection. And that goes to my next point. She does not sweat men at all. She just continues to receive as if she knows that she is worthy to have the affections and attention of the guys who are interested in her. She has no problem with a man opening her door. She has no problem with a man being willing to give to her, take her out to dinner, pay for the dinner. I cannot tell you how many type A women who literally feel like it's an insult for a man to open her door. She literally feels like it's an insult for a man to buy her food or pay for dinner. I cannot tell you how many women that I have coached that literally offer to pay for the date. Ladies, why? Biology will always be the same. Always. It will always be the same. Men are the hunters. Women are the receivers. That's why our genitals look the way they do. Men enter, women receive. That's the way it's supposed to be in the world. And so as a guy is courting you, and I know it's become old school, but ladies, he's supposed to court you. And trust me, if he is really interested in you, he will do what it takes in order to have you. Again, the serotonin dropping, the testosterone dropping. That process is a process that you're going to want to take place as he is starting to fall for you. Because once it happens and you become biologically ingrained in his energy field, in his soul, in his mind, then there's nothing anybody can do to make him fall out with you, to make him fall out of love with you. So when we're talking about my friend and going to the next trait, that she has a unique way of giving certain qualities about herself without sex being involved. Like, we always make fun of her, our group of friends, because she takes her time in relationship. She doesn't have to fast forward through it. And hi, divas, if you're coming on, drop me a heart emoji to let me know that you're here. And as I'm talking about the 3 characteristics of the women who can basically attract any man they want, just feel free to make any comments or ask any questions. And then once I'm finished going through it, then I will answer your questions. But about my friend, she takes her time. She goes very, very slow in relationships. Literally, I've seen her date a guy for a year and there not be any sex. There not be any kissing. And the guy is doing all kinds of things for her. It's the most amazing thing. It's like the more she doesn't have sex with them, the more they want to do things for you. Ladies, have you ever experienced that? Like, the guys who you refuse to have sex with, those are the guys that continue to try to get your affections? Well, there's a reason for that. Because again, men are hunters, and it activates that biological reaction of his serotonin dropping, his testosterone dropping. It's a whole biological process that's involved in attraction. And so, ladies, she is totally fine with not even having sex on the table, with not even discussing sex. Because at the end of the day, she's showing up with all her benefits, all the benefits of who she is, with the mindset that he's the lucky one to be with her. And what makes it easy for her to take her time and for her not to sweat the guys, what makes that easy for her is because of my next point. The 3rd characteristic is that she dates more than one person at a time. Ladies, it is my strongest belief that if you are single, you should be dating at least 3 men at a time. And I know some of you guys are like, oh my God, I can't do that. Well, first, you shouldn't be having sex while you're dating. All you're doing is kind of like going on a job interview. If you were the hiring manager for a position, would you just interview one person and say, hey, you got the job? Or are you going to interview multiple people? It's the same thing in dating. How are you going to know if this person is your best option if you're not considering multiple options? And again, no sex should be involved, because having sex with the person clouds your mind. It makes things get muddy. It keeps you from being able to stand back and really look at this person for who they are and to pay attention to the signs that they just might be a don't wanter. They just might not be the one. You can't be able to see that because once oxytocin gets in the picture, and that's what happens when you have sex, lady, with a man. Once you have sex, you release a hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin is present when a woman has a baby. It's present when she's nursing a baby. And what it does is it causes bonding. Ladies, if you jump in the bed with somebody and you don't really know him, he very well can be a fool that you're literally addicted to. That's right. Oxytocin causes addiction. Have you ever been with somebody who just wasn't good for you and you just couldn't let him go because you were addicted to him emotionally, sexually? You're addicted to him. So to avoid all of that, then you don't have sex. But ladies, men will tell you, oh, I don't like that. Women who date multiple men, and men would be in an uproar, okay, about me advising women to date at least 3 guys at a time until you select somebody you want to evaluate more. Now, once you get to the point where you want to move the relationship forward, then of course you cut the other 2 off once you move into a relationship. But if you're not in a relationship, then you should be dating 3 people at a time. Men have a problem with me telling you that when they themselves do the same thing. Because men, part of their nature, part of the biology of the way they were set up, they want what's theirs to be only theirs, even while they're considering other options. But that doesn't work in your benefit, so you're not going to do this. Another benefit of dating more than one person at a time is that men get a sense that they need to turn their game up. They get a sense that it's time for them to start working for you. They get competitive. This is the reason why men like sports, football, basketball, and all that. The possibility that they might lose turns them on, ladies. It's a thrill for them. And if you're so easy and if you give it up so easy, then you take the thrill away. So when you have options, you're not waiting on guy A to call you. Who cares if he doesn't call you? Because guy C is probably calling you, or guy B. Who cares if guy A isn't taking you out? Because you have other options. And you refuse to allow your heart to get caught up until he earns your mind, until he earns your heart, and definitely until he earns your body. And so as you're dating multiple people, you're literally starting to get on a higher scale in his mind. Like, to him, you're starting to become the kind of woman, because, men, they rate us, So you have a woman that might be a little too easy, he'll put her here. It's not a priority for him to call her. It's not a priority for him to hang out with her. He has one purpose with her. And then a woman who might be okay, might not be too easy, but she's insecure. And then he'll rate her here. She's okay. He might call her once in a while. He'll send her the good morning, beautiful, or limit the interaction to simply just text messages. That's that woman here. If he's just simply texting you, ladies, then you've been placed here. Where you, diva, who is watching this live stream, wants to be is here. This is wifey status. And I'm not talking about wifey like we're pretending like we're married, but we're not. I mean, the status of, this is the woman who has my time, my physical attention, my presence, and the type of woman I'm willing to work for. That's where you want to be. And so with all of that said, I've given you guys a lot of information. I help women all the time. One of the benefits of what I do when I'm coaching and helping women is that I'm able to also read. So I do readings. I'm able to see somebody's energy field and be able to read their past, their present, and their future. I can tell you when your husband's coming. I can tell you if the guy that you're dating, if he's the one or not. I can tell you exactly and pinpoint exactly what it is that's blocking you from attracting love. It's a God-given gift. There's no hocus pocus going on with this. But if you ever need my help, I'm here. So now I'm going to open it up. If you have any questions, then go ahead and drop a question in the chat, and I will be happy to answer it. Any questions? All right, divas, I will be back next Wednesday at 7. And I'm going to post what we're going to discuss in the video. But if you leave me a message now, then your topic might be what we discuss next week. So let me know what's on your heart, what's on your mind, what is it that you want to know? Because there are literally secrets. There are secrets that once you are able to know them and master them, it's kind of like dating. It's like walking in a dark room, right? If you're walking in a dark room, then you can't see. And so a lot of times if you walk in a room and you can't see, what happens? You bump into things. You might even hurt yourself. And you definitely will probably fall down. But if you turn on the light, if you know where you're walking, then you can avoid the pitfalls and the barriers that can be in the way that can lead to you getting hurt. And that's all this is. This is all to help turn on the light in the room of dating, in the room of love, in the room of relationships, so that you can walk as a diva. Diva stands for divine, intelligent, vivacious, and alluring. And so as you're walking as a confident diva, you become irresistible to not just one man, but to multiple men. And as you increase your options, then you increase your ability to choose the highest quality type of partner. And that's the goal. So anyway, since nobody has any questions, you can always leave a message under this video, and I will be happy to answer it. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, divas and boos.